welcome to Reality After Show coverage of House of Villains Season 2, Episode 3, Week 2. There's a lot going on, folks. I'm Jonny Fairplay. We are joined, of course, by Jenn Hoffman. What's up, Jenn Hoffman?
Hi, I'm loving this show. I'm loving this season, and I'm excited to talk about it.
All right, so episodes 1 and 2, I loved, but I feel episode 3 is the House of Villains that I love.
Oh, absolutely. Like the surprise of a new surprise guest, people scheming, gaming, somebody actually, which we'll get to, acting like a villain when they get up there and put up their nominees, fighting. This is good. This is what we want from House of Villains.
Okay, so episodes 1 and 2, you're just like, I feel like Camila isn't a major personality, but she's a sponge and she's soaking all this in, and she will eventually strike. And I had on my radar episode 5, 6, 7. Not the case, Jenn Hoffman.
No, this lightens at you fast. This was a lot quicker than I thought that she also would be, jumping in like that. I thought she was, because so many people try to make alliances with her and she quietly was just agreeing, I thought she would continue to do that. But nope, she is major character coming out swinging and saying all the super villainy things.
Is she the opposite of Tanisha? I mean, they come from the same Bad Girls Club background, but I felt as though Tanisha played more of a backseat role. And no shade at Tanisha. She won. Game recognized game.
I think Tanisha, either Tanisha has grown and decided also, Tanisha has a hosting career and has wanted to, maybe perhaps not be so villainous that she could not work in her chosen field. Or maybe Camila just decided, like, I understand the assignment. I mean, look, Tanisha won, so she understood the assignment. But I understand the assignment of making my mark as being a supervillain.
Yeah, I am loving this. And for those of you that are not familiar with the gameplay of Camila, Bobby, I think we have a clip.
I don't give a about Alabama, bitch. I'm from Cali.
This ain't no costume.
Well, take it off so we can know what's real.
I'm taking it off. You want to put it on you? Yes. Okay, sweetie. I did not think that one of these girls would punch me in the face.
And there we have it. Camila is real. Wow.
Whoa. I mean, I understand that Camila knows how to use her words, but now we know that she cannot control her body either.
That's what I look for on a date, but it's totally unrelated. All right, episode 2 ends with Larsa going through the wall. We get a production, fourth wall, hold please. There's some kind of malfunction. The chair comes back, no malfunction at all. It is Larsa Pippen, and as Joel McHale politely explains to the audience, they checked with the lawyers and they said it was okay.
Yeah. Like, is this fair? Well, the lawyer said we can do it, so we're going to do it.
I love it. Oh, my God. And truth be told, Larsa has more Instagram followers than anyone else in the house. And as we learned from Jesse Goddard's on our interview, for those that missed it, in between our coverages of episodes 1 and 2 and here episode 3, we had Jesse Goddard's on to discuss it. And Instagram followers are very important to this new group of villains.
Yes, he tells us they talk about it all the time. They compare. That's kind of like their dick measuring contest is how many followers you have.
Or how big your cock is.
Yeah, exactly. The tiny little cock, which we can get to too. But yes, this is, you should watch that interview with Jesse, because I feel like while he was very good at not giving stuff away, I can kind of tell from his demeanor and from some of the edits the way things were going to go. And I'm like, oh my goodness, I think I am calling it correctly, but we can get into that a little more.
And you guessed Larsa Pippen before, in between episodes 1 and 2 and today, because you pay attention to the internet.
I did some internet sleuthing, and I did find that she had been named as a possibility by Just Jared when they announced the cast. And then I also saw there was this Photoshop scandal on Teresa, Housewives, on her Instagram that she had posted a picture of her and Larsa together that was heavily photoshopped in front of a different background. And people at first did not connect it to House of Villains. They thought it was just a terrible Photoshop fail. And it made the news at People magazine, like NBC, like all these people were like, Teresa has terrible Photoshop fail. Blah, blah, blah. And then I put it together and was like, wait, this would be during filming time. So I think this is them filming and having to change the background of the House of Villains house together.
Wow, I love it. I love it. Way to go. You're like Scoop
Literally,
Brady.
I'm literally a
Peter,
reporter.
Peter Brady on the Brady Bunch,
Yeah,
or Encyclopedia Brown, or any other dated reference I can refer to.
yeah, Nancy Drew.
Oh, well, that's a female. That would probably be most apropos.
Yeah, also literally have been a reporter for 20 years, so sometimes, you dig.
How about Jenn Hoffman?
Thank you.
There's a good reference.
Yeah.
All right. So Camila, who once again, episodes 1 and 2, a little on the quiet side, she got to deal with another bitch.
She's not happy about that.
No. Well, I don't know. End of the episode, I feel like she is okay with another bitch, but we'll get there. All right. So into the house, Larsa appears, and she's friends with Victoria from Miami. According to Victoria, I feel that it's a one-sided friendship.
Yeah, she doesn't really reciprocate knowing her. Like Victoria kind of says like hello, and then Larsa just doesn't really acknowledge it, which does not seem like similar to West and New York playing it off like they don't know each other. Larsa really is just like, you're beneath me, get away from me.
Yeah. Check the Instagram followers.
Yes, exactly.
So,
yeah.
Teresa would love Larsa to be her roommate, but she's not going to ask New York to move.
Yeah, she does not want to, stir that pot yet. Although I think eventually Teresa can stir as many pots as she wants now with a housewife and once she builds alliances. But New York is so New York and will go off and claim that as her bed that I think Teresa is just being quieter than she's going to be later for now.
I don't think Larsa knows who New York is, and if that's the case, I'm for it because I would love for New York to inform Larsa who she is.
Oh yeah, I would love to watch that. Yes, I mean Larsa comes in and Larsa's like, "Oh, I don't really want to make any waves," and the first thing she does is cause chaos over. I am not going to sleep in this. Look, I wouldn't want to sleep in the dude's room necessarily either.
No.
But if you want to try to make alliances or play it, cool and truly don't want to make waves, then don't start insisting people must change rooms and refusing where you're going to be. But that's Larsa.
Well, I don't feel this as though she was insisting. She was just like, look, I'm not staying in a room with two dudes. Is there a way we can figure this out? Candy took it to the nth level and we'll get there. But I don't feel Larsa was dictating. But let's quickly discuss two housewives on this cast. We've seen the Housewives alliance on Traitors, and it is nearly impenetrable. We see the gaming alliance on the Traitors, which is non-existent on House of Villains. Villains do not believe in any alliance with another gamer whatsoever. So are we okay with two housewives, or are we leaning into the traitory version of reality television as we know it today?
It's interesting because this is going to depend because even though Traitors is also supposed to be a game of deceit, this is House of Villains. So in the end, you do want to make your mark as a villain, but you can see them cling to each other. They even kind of stand next to each other. They acknowledge each other and their friendship. They don't hide it. So they are seemingly clinging together, but Larsa, notoriously is very vocal and can be a little bit of a bitch according to other people. She gets called out and gotten big fights on Traitors, gets on fights that are featured on like TMZ. So, Teresa is usually known as that person, but I don't know. I don't know if I trust Larsa.
Yeah, I think I'm okay with two housewives as long as they're not from the same season. Like I think for now I'll allow it. I mean, if this is one of those deals where housewives don't screw other housewives, I do feel there's an unfair advantage. But for now, like as I said, not the same season, not the same locale.
Right.
We shall see. And I could see Larsa and Teresa not getting along and you want that on your TV show, two housewives bickering.
Yes, yeah. If there were 3 of them, it would be too much. Even, too much heavily Bravo universe because they're all kind of in it together. I do think the gamers are playing a little bit together on this when it's just Richard Hatch isn't on board because he thinks he knows everything. He's like the smartest person alive. So
well, ask him.
As I said in our first recap, and also as I said to Jesse, I think that Richard is not doing a good job of managing people and playing the game.
Yeah. You House of Villains is a different animal than Survivor. Like Survivor, there's so much downtime and boredom where you can gain quote unquote followers or alliance members by being entertaining, by talking, by being the leader. People look to you for that. But in Villains, it's such a game of ego where no one wants to be told what to do. Half the people don't understand what strategy is. and it's just a different animal. And Richard Hatch is playing 2001 Survivor.
Yes, that's a very good point. And not only 2001 Survivor, but just Survivor in general, where it's like, there's a few different playbooks. And one of them is if you're like an older person or a resourceful person, some younger people or people that are not as physically adept or confused may just cling to you because you're literally in the wilderness. You're in survival. You're in survival mode. The game is Survivor. And he could be a little bit bossier and people will take it. But in this game, when he starts calling people out and bossing people around and telling them what to do, they're like, I have a bed, sir. We have dinner, sir. And also, you are old and out of your league with these people. Not that he's much older than all the contestants, but he's acting old and out of his league.
Yeah. And I mean, like on Survivor, there's a cast of 16, 18, 20 people. And in that cast, there's alphas, there's purple edit people, there's not everyone is gonna deliver, and not everyone is cast to deliver. I mean, when they cast a season Survivor, they cast 4 people that they want to win. They cast 3 loose cannons that are either first out or somehow make their way to the end or halfway in between. And there's people that are just quote unquote filler,
good backstory, or people that or true survivalists that just love the game, especially since Mark Burnett and Jeff both love that. If you just love the game, but that you're not there just to make good TV. Yeah. And so Richard is in the wrong place when he thinks it's just going to be about that.
Yeah, and this cast is entirely consisted of that those 4 people you cast. It's 10 of them. Well, now 11.
Yes. Exactly.
So yeah, I don't think Richard is quite prepared for the endeavor that he signed up for. But hey, anything can change. That's my Survivor brother. I'm rooting for my Survivor brother, but we shall see. So coming up, we have New York sees another housewife as a problem. I might too, but I'm glad that New York caught that because New York's entering the game this go round versus last go round is 1,000 degrees different. And also, peek behind the curtain, New York doesn't follow social media like everyone else. New York had no clue that people were upset last time when she left. Because I was just the entire cast was pretty much attacked on social media. They're just like, how can you get rid of New York? No one's watching again. Like, New York is queen, blah, blah, blah. I'm just like, well, New York kind of wanted to go home. So don't, blame New York.
Yeah. New York in the room, not really playing. But this time it's like she came in understanding the assignment more, wanting to stay. Yes. Not just doing the thing of like, I'm the diva and I'm used to having it's my show. Yeah. And then I go retire to my room when it's not time to say my lines, essentially. She's now making more of an effort, it appears. Yeah, but I love the fact that she had no clue that there was all this outrage. Like she's later informed. She's like, oh, that's nice. Yeah, I'm also blessed to be incredibly offline. I'm extremely online, so I'm like, oh, that'd be nice. Oh yeah, well we have a group text that everyone's in, and New York was just like, yeah, where's the pass? Is there a pass button? I just don't look at my phone. I don't care. So funny. Yeah, it was like when we did get our phone on House of Villains. I do not remember ever seeing New York with a phone in her hand. That's so weird. You think, and New York also reads much older than she is because I think she's only 40 or 39. No, I'm lying. She's about 42, something like that. She's born in the 80s.
Who's to say?
Yeah, she's born in
Wikipedia
the
would be the answer.
I thought that she was older than me, but she is born in like the early to mid 80s. Somebody can drop it in the comments if you know exactly how old she is. But it just makes sense. She just seems, a little bit older and like kind of on her own thing. It makes sense.
Well, there you go. Well, speaking of another villain, Victoria owes Wes forever. According to Wes and Wes alone, we shall see. Seems like part of that's coming to fruition. And Candy and Hatch have a strategy talk upstairs, and Candy is under the impression that Safari is manipulating Wes. I love that you feel that way, Candy. I'm hoping it's a little more tit for tat. We know the gamer that Wes is, and we're catching clues as to the observations of Safari. But I'm not 100% down on the fact, or signing on to the fact that Safari is a master strategist as well, or even to the level that is. We've seen Wes just play the game of games.
Wes is a masterful strategist, but I would say don't sleep on Safari.
I'm not.
I think that you are getting a window into something that Candy might be correctly observing, is that while Wes is leading and while Wes is doing this, I don't think Wes is following Safari. I think Wes just doesn't realize yet what a good gamer and strategist Safari is, and Candy has noticed it first. I just think that's the case as of now.
If that is the case, I'm cool with that observation, because we're not being shown point for point that Safari is right there, but we're getting clues that Safari is right there. And where I find trouble is, all right, is one day Safari realizing this, and then the next day he's not, and then the next day he's catching back on, and the next day, that's my only concern with the gameplay of Safari versus, oh yeah, he's got it all dialed in.
Yeah, it was either in episode 1 or 2, since they premiered them back to back, that Safari did say something to indicate that Safari is way more in control of this than they think. And it was the comment was so not really relevant to other stuff because no one was saying that he wasn't, that I was like, that's another clue.
Yeah. So no, as I said, I'm more. I want I want Safari to be a gamer. I want him to have figured out how. And another peek behind the curtain. One of Camila's favorite shows, Survivor.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
So there's another gamer. May have come from the Bad Girls Club background where that was not a thing, but here is Camila playing her show. Because there are elements of Survivor here. It just has to be done differently. And case in point, I walked into the house season 1 and I'm just like, okay, is this Survivor? And within seconds, I'm like, this isn't Survivor.
Right.
But I can use Survivor, but the correct elements of Survivor.
Right, exactly. Like just gameplay, just strategic gameplay, but it's just in a different way. And I think
flattery is huge. As I said, no one there's people coming to me for stuff, but in addition to people coming to me replying, when I reply, that's also followed by, man, you really killed it on your season. That and this. The ego fuel that is necessary to play this game is immeasurable.
Yes, definitely. It's House of Villains. It's House of Egos.
Absolutely. Yes, very much so.
Yeah.
So Hatch and Candy want to put up West Safari in New York. We'll see. One of you has to win supervillain. And Larsa wants to ask New York to move. No. Well, you know what? There's another option, Candy, but Candy's not the one. And Candy explains that Larsa is a hot pocket and she eats them.
Yeah. I'm like, okay.
Yes. But don't worry. In the end, Victoria will change rooms and move in with the boys and is forced to make the boys' beds to accommodate Larsa.
I don't know. I feel like Victoria did not have to do that, but Victoria's moves so far have been working in her favor, so we'll see. And especially because she keeps saying, I'm all for the girls, I'm all for the girls, but now she bunks with the boys. It could be an interesting advantage that she made that move.
Yeah, no, the three man or three person bedroom as we've seen before, more effective than the two person bedroom, in which I found out the hard way. New York is impressed with Larsa's NBA scouting report.
Well, yeah, Scottie Pippen and Michael Jordan's son. She's like, oh, I might have to take tips from her. Okay.
Yeah. Yes. So Candy comes back downstairs and apologizes for protecting her turf, and all is well. And Hatch is naked in the bedroom. So that is on brand for Richard Hatch. Safari not loving it, and I would say the censors aren't appreciating it, but I feel it's a very small dot.
Apparently, yeah. They that might get does that get brought up later, or did we say that? I can't remember now. I can't remember if that was in the actual show that it's referenced. Or they make like which we'll get to Victoria and the thing she finds, but I think it's referenced at some point. Yeah.
Yes. So, well, day 4 at 7 a.m., Joel, the consummate professional, is there at I can't believe Joel's there at 7 a.m. What are you doing, Joel? You're better than this. I think they literally filmed. They just put on the night vision and just.
Yeah, it looked like night vision to me. If I keep glancing over the side because I have copious notes, but
I think they just put the night vision filter and they filmed it right before they did, when he got there for the other thing. But hey, no fourth wall here. We saved the fourth wall for House of Villains. Oh, I will give a fourth wall thing. So the banana last episode that we saw. I got confirmation the banana was not for Johnny Bananas. So the art department, the theme was villainous tropes in cartoons or whatever, like that. So like the slipping on a banana peel,
okay.
the anvil, which I don't think made it, the bomb, yeah.
Oh, got it. Yes.
Yeah. So that was the gift. It was not a Johnny Bananas homage.
Right. Good. Because you were like, why a whole homage to him? But yeah, it makes sense.
Well, according to my fiance, that they're in the Johnny Bananas business and get over it. I was like, all right, fair enough. So I was corrected. So and a little bit of homework here and backtracking. The voice was not Kitty Gallagher. It was in fact
Real Housewives of, I think, Salt Lake City, Monica something, actually.
Garcia? Does that sound right?
I think so. She does the voice, and you told me, which I was surprised. I learned she did the voice, but that she actually went on location.
Oh, I don't know if she shows up. Who's to say?
No, not to say she shows up on screen, but to say that, it wasn't like necessarily recorded in post, that she put in some work.
She put in some work. Yeah, she did not Anna Delvey it.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. I don't know. I have no clue if she physically shows up on screen ever, or if it's ever revealed that it's her. But it is interesting to know that she wasn't like asked to do it later, overdub it, do something like that. She was, in fact, cast for this. Yeah,
I love it. That makes me so happy. Yeah. So, well, Joel, with his Mission Impossible sequence, leaves a note in the fridge, open in private. Victoria, I really thought she was going to open it at the fridge. She did not. She took it to her confessional, and she got the block knocker, which is later referred to as the knock blocker. I feel there's a lot of confusion with which is essentially a very small cock.
Yeah, well, it's a cock blocker, and it's to knock someone off the block who you don't want on the block. So I think they should have just called it the cock blocker, but maybe the censors, or maybe they wanted to.
I'm thinking standards and practices stepped in, and so they were just like, "What are we calling it?" And no one really figured it out, and that's very on brand for Joel, which is great. Who is the consummate professional, but when given the opportunity to phone it in, he definitely will. But for comedy's sake, not for any other.
It's kind of part of the shtick too with that. Yes.
Yeah, he's amazing. So Victoria's never seen a cock so small. Good for you, Victoria, the size queen.
What else did she say? I think this is my favorite cock I've ever held.
Yes.
I have written down some quotes. Yes.
Yeah, there is that as well. Well, don't worry, folks. Tonight we're having a 70s themed fiesta. I've never heard a 70s themed a party. I think would have been okay, but it's time for our little salute to our fallen villains. And Raider Nation represented with the Larsa doll, and she is attempted to be kicked by Victoria over the fence, unsuccessful. Wes is there to save the day, not so much. And Jesse, with his amazing pecs and biceps, throws it over the fence.
Yes, they attempt some punts, but eventually she gets tossed out by Mr. Spectacular.
Yes. So, all right. Well, it happened. Raider Nation. There we go. Hatch still wants Wes's safari up. New York explains going into the 70s fiesta.
Yes.
70s are responsible for disco. Everyone loves disco. New York is on the fence. Probably does. Not really sure, but she does love Scooby-Doo.
Yes, and then she's not sure she's allowed to say that, which was actually, I don't know. I laughed at that. She was like, "Are you guys allowed to say Scooby Doo? It's trademarked, so she can't say it or something." That's pretty funny.
Oh yeah, well, she's the consummate professional. So, yeah. But I that endears my heart to like you think of New York as, you know, she's the queen of memes and she has the biting replies and all this and secretly New York's just sitting there just loving on Scooby Doo.
Yeah.
Not on brand.
Yeah. And then also being
not
like, I can say that. Yes.
Yes. So, well, the Battle Royale challenge is called Party Crashers, and it's basically musical chairs of people. There's a dance floor, there's dancing, there's slow motion, all the fun things. And as Wes relates to the audience, this forces you the showing of alliances. And I wrote that early in my notes, and I went back later and added, this is a great time to make a move. Because as Wes says, you know, you have to reveal your alliance that can work against you. If you are in the minority alliance, which it feels as though Hatch, Candy, and Camila on paper are in the minority alliance, this could be your one and only time to make that move.
Right. Exactly. To take out the larger alliance and actually just like follow through with that instead of being intimidated or afraid to show that, which does kind of come to fruition.
Yeah. So, because if I'm Wes, I have the same mindset as Wes. I'm just like, yeah, now's the time to, you know, this is going to reveal some alliances. I want to sit back and see what the alliances are. I feel like I know what they are, where I am in the pecking order. And even if another alliance wins, they're still in the minority.
Right. Yeah. It was a good observation, and it's exactly what he said. It was a good time to see what's really going on in the house.
Yeah. But it was a better time to strike.
Yes, exactly.
I think this move right here could play out to be one of the biggest moves in the game.
Yeah.
So, and for a lot of gamers, they would say, is that too early? And as a gamer, going into this, I would say yes, but coming out of it, I'm just like, oh man, am I wrong?
Right. Yeah. I agree. This one's moving fast, this game. It's definitely well, they're not also there as long as like a Survivor or a Big Brother, and the egos and people's moods shift so quickly because you have such big personalities, and you never know whose schedule is going to conflict with something or who's not going to get enough sleep, or, you know, there's so many variables in this that I do think you have to move faster in this one.
Yeah, as long as you're malleable, I feel you can quote unquote survive. But I think a Wes is someone that's going to press himself into an alliance and be like, hey, we got this. And these personalities are just like, yeah, but I woke up today and I'm a completely different person.
Exactly.
And you should have known that, and you're stupid for not knowing that.
Exactly.
Yeah. So even New York, you know, it looks as though New York and Wes are pretty tight. New York can wake up tomorrow and be like, oh, I forgot I hate redheaded people.
Yeah, totally. You never know. That's exactly what I'm saying. So it's like you don't have those like normal people type things where you can kind of count on your alliance and play it slow. And this one, somebody might wake up the next day and you just looked at them crooked, or they were in a mood and they've just decided, I hate you now.
Yep. Yep. So, well, we play musical chairs. We have a few rounds, and it comes down to the final three of Camila, Hatch, and Candy. And on the last elimination, Wes and New York are out. Hatch is happy, and New York explains to Hatch that you're a crafty bitch.
It's kind of out of nowhere, just gets mad and starts yelling at Hatch, and Hatch is telling her to talk like an adult, and they're fighting.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh my god.
Yeah, when you choose to be an adult, I will talk to you. Until then, I have nothing to say. And I'm just like, well, this won't come back to bite you at all, Hatch. Don't worry about it.
Mm-hmm.
So the final three decide amongst themselves that Camila wants it. Hatch's not sure if he agrees. You may be onto something. And they agree Camila is your supervillain of the week, and chooses to take Rich, which I cannot believe I wrote Rich and not Hatch in my notes. Rich and Candy on the reward. Who is this Rich guy? Hatch, come on. What are you doing? You have a brand.
I know. Just call yourself Hatch or Richard Hatch as one name, but he's wanting to be rich. I don't know what the deal is with that. What I do know the deal is that Camila was very smart to take these people. They get the reward challenge, obviously, if you win, and she chooses to take them. And it's very smart because it confuses people, which makes me realize that she is a very good gamer, because confusion is, if you're going to be a world conqueror, a leader, a king, or win a reality competition, confusion can be one of your best weapons.
Well, I was under the impression at this point that Camila is kind of looking to the wisdom of Hatch, for the picks. So that's where we are at this point. And I was just like, you know what? I don't love the decision, because if that were my decision, I would want one of my people to read the room in the house while I'm gone. Like, I'm just like, hey, I'm sorry, but like, you're good, but I chose this person so they couldn't work against me. I need you to find out what's going on while I'm gone. And Camila, put her on Survivor right now. Super strategist is just like, no, I am bringing someone I'm getting rid of, and I am leaving someone in the house that I'm not putting up.
Yes. And I actually had written down like, oh, you don't really want to get taken on the reward necessarily, because you kind of want to manage votes or see what's going on. Not even really thinking about that if Camila, is thinking, oh, wow, okay, she's revealing her cards by taking these people with her. But then I was like, I don't think so. I was like, I already was like on to the fact that she's very smart. And I'm like, I think she's going to do something surprising. I think she's causing, I was like, I know she's causing some sort of confusion, and she's not worried about the house. That's why she was just like, yep, you two come with me. So that was a little bit like suspicious. Like, I didn't know exactly what was going on at first, but I was like, she's a little too unbothered by, like, it was too easy for her to make that decision. So I was like, all right, she's planning something.
I loved it. And then they go to Top Golf. Well, hold on. Let me make sure that we're here yet. So Safari's not trusting anyone. The next morning, New York is in all black, and she came to bury the Hatch. And she is delighted to be informed that is Rich's name, Hatch, because he hasn't been saying it. And New York is adulting this morning. And good for New York. The conversation does not go well. And New York calls out Hatch's Prince Albert piercing, and then leaves. Hatch didn't apologize. So New York decides to adult, which was New York's version of apologizing, but not apologizing.
No.
By adulting, that implied that Hatch needed to apologize, which she thought was the other part of New York adulting.
Yes. She said, I am going to come to you. I'm adulting. And then paused, waiting for Rich to say something like, I appreciate it. Anything. Any acknowledgement.
No. I think she wanted more than I think I think adulting for New York is, I'm adulting. Now you apologize, and that completes my adulting.
Yeah. No,
Hatch is not signing up for this.
Yeah, she did not get what she wanted out of that at all.
Yes. All right. Well, now it's time for reward. They go to Top Golf, and production, I know you're watching this. fuck you. The best reward in the... Oh my God, I did a fucking sound bath, Jenna. They didn't even show it on TV.
When we went up, I would have loved to go on a sound bath. I go to them. I've learned how to give them.
Oh my God! Can I send you a sound bath, or can we do an auction for it? I still have my fucking unused sound bath from this fucking... Yeah, thank you. Top Golf. Oh yeah, no, let's do sound bath laying on rocks.
I would rather do that, and I would actually take a nap at Top Golf. So,
oh my God, Jen, they have beer at Top Golf.
I don't really love beer, and I do not like golf. So,
oh my God, you get to play with the balls. You don't like playing with balls? Victoria loves golf courses. She likes small cocks. I don't know about balls.
Yeah, Victoria loves talking. Victoria likes making herself a little bit extra sexy, which I don't mind. Beautiful girl, looks gorgeous, looks whatever, but yeah, golf. I feel the same way Candy does about it. Candy is like, why am I here for, like, because I feel like this is something that straight old like white people do basically, and I'm like, I know it's yeah, and I'm like, yeah, I'm with Candy on like, oh God.
Have you ever been to a Top Golf?
No, I mean I've been to like think similar like simulation like places where you can do that.
I've done the simulation. I haven't done Top Golf. I've done the simulation, and I'm just like, oh, I wish I could do Top Golf. We don't have our closest one is like an hour away, and if I'm driving an hour away, like my fiance is not like, oh yeah, Top Golf sounds great. My fiance is like, yeah, we're gonna do any other shit on the planet other than Top Golf.
I would be with her going having a sound bath while you went to Top Golf.
I don't even know if she's down. You know what? I think she would love. She loves quiet. Like this is insanity. I come home sometimes, and my fiance is like literally like sitting in a chair with no TV, no nothing, and I'm just like, what are you doing? And she's like, just relaxing. I'm like, how? You don't have the TV on?
What does that even mean? Okay, yeah.
Yeah. No, wow. You know what? You and my fiance might get along. There we go. Probably more so than me sometimes. I bet if I had to wager money.
I do get along with people that can turn on their internal peace and just, and I get along with huge personalities and also very much so, and people also that can completely just go within and.
There you go. Yeah, it's tough for me. Like I'm very hard to. I can't even sit like sitting down for the 55 minutes or whatever that we're doing on the like. This is difficult for me. Like I walk around, I do stuff like when I'm taking notes on a podcast, I'm just like I live for commercial breaks so I can just move.
Yeah, I mean, I can go either way. I can be the person who's taking notes while watching a podcast, while scrolling my phone, while getting up, while I'm all over. But then I also go to the opposite of where it's like, and silence. Or if I'm out with a bunch of people, it's like, and get away, everybody, and quiet. Like, yeah.
Wow. Yeah. So yeah, we are very, very different. Well, while they are Top Golfing, they have heaters by the pool, Jen. For those of you that don't know, another peek behind the curtain, we film in February through February, March, earlier in the year. And in Los Angeles, or right outside of Los Angeles, of course, I'm not going to say where, but it is warm. The hot tub never got hot. We begged, but it was what it was. Maybe they got the hot tub in a higher temperature. I don't know. I don't think I've seen anyone in it yet. Maybe we'll get there, but we're seeing gas heaters poolside while they're, and I'm like, oh, that's nice. We couldn't even have gas heaters fireside as we're freezing to death.
I know. That's, what? I think they realized that there was like a production thing, and they were like, okay, to get more people in the pool. And we have a lot of, we have Mr. Spectacular, we have Victoria, we have these people with great bodies.
We have beautiful people.
Yeah, and there's people that like to also talk game while in the pool. So I think they were like, we need to make more use of this pool as a central piece. What do we need? Oh, heat, because it is LA. You can wear a t-shirt maybe, but you don't necessarily want to be in a cold pool during those months.
Well, it didn't stop Anfisa, but she never taught gameplay because she didn't talk. So there's that part.
Yes.
So Hatch begins to mansplain to Camila how to play the game, and I'm just like, ooh, And then we see, like, we see them each take turns hitting the balls and going, this is Safari, this is Wes. And before we finish, we see Camila going, and this is Hatch. And I'm like, I don't like that production made Camila hit the ball and say, this is Hatch, and then say, I'm kidding, just for the reaction. And I'm just like, after the fact, I go, production did not make Camila go, this is Hatch, to get the reaction. And I'm like, the origin story of Camila as a gamer, I am here for, because this is it. Episode 3 is Camila's villain origin story.
Absolutely. I can see her getting more and more irritated the more Rich not just mansplains and like tries to be a genius, and it is insulting to her and annoying, and I can see every word he says is making her more and more irritated. And
Same, me too.
And make her respect him less. She's also like, not only like, why are you telling me this is insulting, but she's also like, you're wrong, and now you're screwed.
Yeah, no, whenever you're with the supervillain, because, I, of course, never became supervillain. Well, I kind of sort of, I won a challenge, but didn't, whatever. Yeah. Whenever you're with the supervillain, the conversation begins with, what do you think?
Sure.
How do you think we should, or do you think we should assist you in it? Like, what is in your head? What do you want to do? It's you. Like, you begin and end every sentence with you.
Yes. And that would be even without these egos. So if you take gaming, just natural, when someone wins something, you don't want to tell them what to do. You want to get their read.
Survivor.
Plus, that this is House of Villains with the egos, the dumbest thing you can do is sit someone down like they're a little child and explain to them what they should do when they have all the power. Dumb.
Yeah, like on The Apprentice, you go like, it's
project
you.
Manager is the person, and you don't go to the project manager and explain exactly, unless they're a total moron, which I actually have had to do. And they do show
but
it.
Still.
But that's because we want to win. But that is a desperate situation. Typically, you'd leave it to the project manager. What do you think we should do? So they can delegate, so you can get a feel for who they're, who they trust, who they like, who they want to align with. Yeah, exactly. Better than to tell them what to do, unless you're in dire straits and going to lose and need to take over.
Yeah, the first 20 minutes are thank you for choosing me.
Yep.
And the next 2.5 hours are, you're great. What are you thinking?
Yeah. You're what's on your mind? How it's either playing to their intelligence or their ego or their emotions. Like, how are you feeling? How are you feeling about this? Or maybe even nudging them a little bit, like, oh yeah, I didn't like when that person was coming to you. Engaging reactions. Absolutely.
It's Jonny Fairplay, reality TV icon, Survivor Hall of Famer, and I'm talking today about Work Money. Work Money is a non-profit organization that focuses on lowering costs and raising incomes for all Americans to make American life more affordable and American families more economically secure. They provide products, services, perks, benefits, tips, and tools to help members improve their financial lives. It's time to level up and make more money in this economy. We're talking getting rich. Now, this sweepstakes is giving away $50,000. You can use this to pay your rent, your mortgage. Imagine what you can do with all the money that you'll save. Now, this is put on by Work Money, and this site has all these sick benefits, and it's free. Go sign up right now and get more rich. Now, listen, you can change your life. Now, what would you do if you didn't have to pay your rent or mortgage for a year? Listen. Sign up right now for free. Link is available right here in the show notes. Check them out. Personally, I'd get more pinball machines. I'm Jonny Fairplay. I wouldn't lie about that. It's Work Money. More money.
It is time for the Hit List nomination ceremony. I love to say hit list. I love to say Battle Royale. I love to say the Redemption Challenge, because those are the words that production chose for us that we endlessly forgot to say at all times, constantly reminded, still didn't say. So I am here to be the voice of the voiceless. You're welcome, folks. For season 2, for the opportunities that I missed upon on season 1. So yes, hit list nomination ceremony. And about to go in, and the villains will be shocked by Victoria's secret. Oh, I like that. And her outfit seemed like it came from there.
Yeah, they matched. She was perfectly on brand. Yes.
Yes. So hit list begins with Safari calls him out. We have a little word exchange. It's great.
Mm-hmm.
Wes is next. Get your ass up there. Word exchange from Camila, followed by Wes going, you have any reply to that? No. Camila says correct answer. And next is Hatch.
Yep. So I saw that coming, and I saw that coming not only from this episode, but from the other episodes. I was like, he's saying too much and to the wrong people. Too many times.
See, this is how I'm a dumb boy. I thought Jesse was going to be the third, just to just to do the guy thing, and eventually I'm right, but I was just like, she's going to do the guy thing because Safari did the girl thing.
Yes, I thought she was, but I could see her getting so irritated with Hatch and realizing that, you know what? He doesn't have many friends in this house, so I'm not going to anger as many people. Plus, I don't really like him now. So, and it's a supervillain move to have this person
It's a supervillain move.
Yeah.
It is. It's because nominating Safari and Wes, you're putting the rest of the house on notice. But Hatch shows that you're still available.
Yes.
You're still dateable.
Yes, exactly. Like you thought I was in alliance. You thought that the game and then letting me win, and then me taking him on the reward. It also is ballsy that I took him on this reward, but don't necessarily think that you know anything about me. That was a gangster move. It was good.
I love it. And Camila is a bad girl. And, so Victoria's like, wait a second. And she breaks out her little cock. Shockingly, Hatch did not previous to this on the hit list. And New York goes, is this part of the show?
Yeah. Like, can you do this? Yeah.
Yeah. And it's the knock blocker, cock blocker, block cock knocker. Who's to say, but cock-a-doodle-doo, bitches. That should be a t-shirt. I'll see what I can do. I'll talk to Victoria. She's hard to communicate with, folks. Just letting you know that in real life. We're working on it. Wes is safe. Wes is safe. Yeah. Jesse is the replacement nom on the hit list, and Jesse is regretting last week's decision.
Yes. Yeah, he says he regrets being part of the saving of her. Although, I don't think it's going to pan out too poorly for him because
I don't feel he's in any jeopardy.
No, I think Safari has gone off loud enough, and I think that Camila dislikes Rich and the rest of the house dislikes Rich so much, and Jesse has been playing it so mellow, so cool to the point where Rich, of course, again, like a ding-dong move, they pointed out Jesse, and he said, oh, don't worry about him. He's not a threat. In the beginning of this episode, which was foreshadowing, so Jesse, while he is now nominated, he is now still being seen as just like, they say, oh, your shirt's off. And he's like, oh, I was just taking some headshots. So he is playing, even though we know Jesse is so smart, he's playing like dumb muscle guy right now, and people are buying it.
Yeah, I love it. So, Jenn Hoffman, next time on House of Villains, Bobby Lights, national treasure. That there she is. We've been waiting. She's back.
It was very exciting when I saw that. I was like, ooh, excitement.
Yes, I saw a labyrinth, and I'm like, who else can run a labyrinth other than Bobby Lights?
Makes perfect sense.
Yes. So yeah, very excited for this. And Jenn Hoffman, this has been this is my favorite episode of season 2 so far.
Me too. Totally agree. Love it. Total House of Villains energy. Exactly what we wanted, what we needed. It's amazing. Yes, if you haven't seen it and you're just watching this recap, definitely go watch the whole thing because there's even more little funny things you might miss, interesting things. But yeah, this was villains being villains.
Yes, airing weekly on E. However, if you're a cord cutter, it's available on Peacock the same week. And the first 2 episodes of House of Villains is available on YouTube for free. And then if you're looking, if you have one of the streaming services, the way I watched last year, I had 2 options. I did Sling TV to watch live, and I believe like an hour later or pretty close to real time, I was watching on Amazon Prime Video, and I believe it's like $15 for the month. But watch the show. Who knows what the future for House of Villains could be? I know where I want it to be. So watch the show, folks. And Jenn Hoffman, where can everybody find you?
Instagram and TikTok is Jenn Hoffman HI. Twitter, which apparently still exists, or X is just at Jenn Hoffman. And you can also find me here doing some other podcasts at youtube.com/aftershow for the reality after show.
Yeah, and if you guys don't like the commercials, not a problem. Go to realitypatron.com. That's realitypatron.com. Commercial free. You can watch all these episodes and more. I'm at Jonny Fairplay on everything. No H in Johnny. Jenn Hoffman, 2 N's in Jen. And yeah, we'll see you guys next week.
Bye.